I'm Tabitha and welcome back to my channel. Remember, just click like and subscribe down below. Today I'm going to do my third coronavirus video. As you all know, coronavirus is a serious problem. And some people have asked me, okay, so what are you doing? How are things going over there in Germany? And a lot of people are confused about why is it that in Germany things are going so much differently than in the United States. So today I'm going to talk about the differences between what is going on in Germany regarding the coronavirus and what's going on in the United States and why that is. German people ask, well, why is everything so chaotic in America? And then American people are saying, well, what's it like living in a country with national health insurance? How are things different there? Do you have some of the same problems? Here in Germany, you have a choice between doing work at home, or you can do what's called Kurzarbeit. There's no such thing in America. It's called short-time work, and it means you work less hours and you get paid 60% of your normal pay. If all else fails, you can get unemployment if you've been working at your job for, I think it's about a year or so. Okay, if not, then worst case scenario is Hartz IV. Hartz IV means basically social welfare. Your rent is paid, you get free health insurance, and your basic living expenses, your heating, telephone, and your electricity and food bill. So, what's the difference between the situation in Germany and the situation in America? In Germany, hell is a type of beer, and in America, hell is the healthcare system. United States, things are kind of crazy right now. I ask myself if the United States is on the brink of civil war. People are saying, this quarantine, it's like communism.
Fired up protesters converging on downtown Huntington Beach today, holding up signs proclaiming social distancing equals communism and COVID-19 is a lie.
We will not submit to communism or socialism. We will reopen America.
No, not really. If this was communism, then you wouldn't be allowed to demonstrate in the streets like that, and on the upside, you probably would have socialized medicine, and so you would get the care you need for free instead of going into debt. In Austria, last year, there was a big controversy about face masks and women covering their faces with a hijab or a burqa, and Muslims wearing face scarves was banned. It's totally illegal because it's bad for security reasons. This year in Austria they say, well, now you have to cover your face. Okay. Immigration. Every country has some right-wingers, some people who hate immigrants, who have a problem with people who are different than them, maybe different religion, different skin color, different nationality. And, of course, there are the right-wingers in Austria, as we just heard. They decided to ban the facial veils for Muslim women. And in the United States, they want to build a wall. As you all know, I did a song about this, Walls in Our Hearts. Americans want to build a wall, but in Germany, we tore down a wall.
Walls in our hearts, tearing us apart. Walls in our hearts, keeping us apart. Walls in our hearts, tearing us apart. Walls in our hearts, keeping us apart.
The United States has Donald Trump, the UK has Boris Johnson, who just got out of the hospital for coronavirus after saying it was all nonsense and bullshit. And meanwhile here, we have right-wing idiots too. Here's a new word for you. If you're American, the word is Wutburger. No, it's not another kind of cheeseburger or hamburger. No, it's a guy who's angry all the time, complaining about the government. Yeah, we've got them here, you've got them there, but we've got a funny word for them. Our right-wing idiots here in Germany are called AfD, Alternative for Deutschland. Unlike in the United States or in the UK, they don't run our government, but they just sit in parliament and scream and just annoy everybody. So, just like the American right-wingers and the British right-wingers, our AfD people are totally against the immigrants coming and taking away our jobs. You'd think they would be happy. Our borders were closed, everybody had to stay at home, the women had to stay at home and bake cookies instead of going to work. But no, a crisis came, the asparagus crisis. It turns out that in Germany, just like in the United States, we need those immigrants and migrant workers to come and help us with our farming. Well, in Germany, asparagus is not just a vegetable. No, it's a national treasure. Germans have special asparagus dishes. They have asparagus festivals. There's an asparagus queen, something that I will unfortunately never be. And every year, the white asparagus is a national treasure. And so, as soon as it was apparent that the asparagus harvest was in danger, the CDU, that's the Christian Democrats, they got into action and they announced that 80,000 or more of those Romanian migrant workers were going to come in and rescue the asparagus harvest. And for some strange reason, the AfD, who's usually so against immigrants and foreigners, was okay with this. Well, I have a solution. Why not let all of these Pegida and AfD people go out in the fields and they can pick the asparagus. And then they can't complain that the foreigners are coming and taking away our wonderful jobs. Oh, after 2 days, they would have such sore muscles, they'd be sunburned, and they would say, oh, please, we will never say anything bad against the Romanian migrant farm workers ever again. The next question is, which country is dealing with these problems better, the United States or Germany? And why? Why are things the way they are in the United States? A lot of Germans are completely confused. And a lot of Americans, they have some crazy ideas about what's happening in Europe. So, I'm here to help my German friends and my American friends. Okay, there are some big differences between American and German news media. In Germany, most of the news media is public news media. So the news is coming from publicly funded sources, and they try really hard to be very neutral. They're rational, they're balanced, and unlike in the United States, they try to be very factual. Let's just have a look at what happens in America. First of all, there is Fox News. They are totally biased against the Democrats, and they just act like they are in love with Donald Trump.
Roger Stone might be skeevy and look skeevy, but you know what? It's 9 years for a first-time offender justice. No.
And the president fired Roger Stone. I'll obstruct Congress, no big deal.
Then there's MSNBC, totally biased against Donald Trump.
Past 24 hours, we have heard grown-ups say, pay no attention to what the president said. Is there any parallel in any of your reading and writing about American history?
Nothing like Trump's cavernous stupidity.
It just seems like they don't even report facts, they just tell us their opinion. Here's another difference between the United States approach and the German approach to the coronavirus. In the United States, it seems like it's this all or nothing thinking. Either you want the economy to be stronger and you just want to open everything up, or you want to lock everybody away. Everything is simplified, all or nothing thinking. In Germany, the mindset is more nuanced. They try to balance this out, and whenever they make a decision, they talk about how, okay, this is a hard decision to make. Another thing, it's the United States system of government. One thing I learned when I was studying political science is that the United States has not such a great political system. First of all, it was a great system when it was come up with in 1776, okay? In the 1700s, this was very progressive. In Germany or the UK, it's a parliamentary system, and there have to be coalitions. That means that parties have to work together. All the political theorists agree on this one issue, that in the United States, the president has far too much power. He is actually the head of the government, he's the head of his party, and he is the head of state. Here we've got a chancellor and a president. We've got the role of the governing coalition, and then there's the opposition. But we notice that in times like this, when there's a crisis, even the opposition, they're trying to be kind of more civil. They don't make any personal attacks. We don't see that in America. We see this free-for-all.
Let me finish.
Wait! The Inspector General. No, I gotta cut. You've been talking the whole time.
We see the Democrats and the Republicans screaming at each other, and even the Republicans screaming amongst themselves, as well as the Democrats screaming amongst themselves. Lastly, the leadership style. If you look at Merkel, you notice that she's very cautious, she's very calm, she's polite. She focuses a lot on cooperation and making compromises. She's actually been accused of just being too much concerned about her poll numbers. First, she said we need nuclear energy. Then when people were hysterical about Fukushima, she said, oh, well, we're going to close down some of those really bad old nuclear power plants. Then, when the nuclear power people protested, they said, oh, we're going to lose money. She said, oh, don't worry, we will take it slowly. Because she wants everybody to like her. This is a problem for a lot of women. We always want to be liked. Trump, on the other hand, he doesn't care who likes him. In fact, he expects opposition. He expects people to hate him. He complains bitterly when anybody criticizes him. And his leadership style is chaotic. It's crazy. It's spontaneous. He contradicts his own experts. He publicly attacks everybody. Celebrities, politicians, athletes. He stirs up hatred of other parties. And lastly, he likes to even give credence to conspiracy theories. The question is, why? Why are people attracted to conspiracy theories? Well, first of all, it simplifies life. It's easy to believe that, oh, there's just a group of elitists and they control everything and they know everything and they never make mistakes. They're like gods and goddesses of ancient Roman theology. Conspiracy theories are the secular version of religion. You've got all powerful organizations that know everything and they never make mistakes and they're all working together. However, in the real world, people with money and power seldom work together. They often have cross purposes, and they often don't work together well. They will only do so when it's in their own best interest. There's the flaw in conspiracy theories. And also, you know what? No matter how powerful and rich you are, and what of an elitist you are, you can and will make mistakes. Shit happens. So the result of all of this is, in America, the rich own their own private alternative media. They've been very powerful in social media. They've been manipulating people to vote against their own interests. Instead of going out in the streets and rioting and saying, we want national health care, we want proper equipment for our healthcare workers, we want support for small business owners, pay people to stay at home and stay safe, and then when the danger is finally over and we have a vaccine or medicine, then everything will be fine again. The solution is really not to scream out in the streets and say we want a right to work without worker protection, without any worker rights to not be fired just because you're ill or because you can't work, without paid maternity leave, paid sick days, and paid holidays like we have in Germany. That's not a right to work, that's a right to die. Die for money, and die for your boss, and die for the economy. So, which country is dealing with it better? Well, I'm so grateful that I live in Germany. Danke, Merkel! I don't agree with Merkel on a lot of things. However, I'm really glad that we have somebody rational who we can reason with. I'm hoping that our opposition politicians here in Germany will make sure we don't lose our civil liberties, make sure everybody is safe, and make sure that we can have a sustainable economy in the future. So, that was my coronavirus update. And if you like this, remember to click like and subscribe down below. Thanks.